My name's Kamlesh Khubchand. I was born in Gibraltar. I'd say sort of second generation. My father was the first Hindu to be born in Gibraltar. And yes, I had a lovely upbringing in Gibraltar as a young boy. Went to Loreto Convent, followed by Linewall School. And then I actually went to England for 6 years at a boarding school. I enjoyed going to school. I looked forward to it. There was a lovely social side to things. And I enjoyed the studies as well. I've always been an avid student. I love learning. I'm not so keen on exams, but I'm definitely keen on actually learning and expanding my horizons constantly and being able to share it as well with people. I was a Cub Scout, went in quite young, really enjoyed those days. I also ended up being a Sea Scout. And that really was a very formative part of my life. I learned something really special there. I learned about a duty. I think, the words that come back always are duty to God, to the Queen, and to help other people. And those things have stuck with me, to be honest. It's something that since that time, and they do make you repeat it. So it's quite interesting that you eventually start to realize that maybe this is something it's worth remembering. From that, obviously, my affinity towards that sort of level of service, etc., attracted me to the army. When I came back from university, I was working for my father in business, but I felt I could do more, and I did want to serve the local community in one way or another. And I think I found that in joining the regiment. Learned a tremendous amount about dealing with people, dealing with their problems as well. As I became an officer, it was a chance to actually learn how to lead. And again, from the army, it's all about serving to lead. So in that sense, it's more than just a position. It was something that you actually had to do. So that was a fantastic experience and something that really holds me in good stead for the future. Together Gibraltar really for me is all about democracy. Something that I know Gibraltar is a new democracy and it's still finding its way, but I think it needs to move forward. And along with that sort of democracy, I think we're talking about participation. So again, not just the fact that there are elections, but that people can participate throughout the 4 years to get people in there and actually feel that they're part of a project. And I know that's not easy, so it's one of those things that it's easier said than done. But I think that I really feel strongly about rising to that challenge. I think we're going to go out there, and certainly I'll be at the front. I think of going out there, meeting people, and trying to get them involved in projects all across the board. The great thing is that I get a chance to meet hundreds of people on a daily basis, and I also build relationships with them. A business needs that kind of interaction with customers, and the idea is not to have a one-off customer, but have a long-term relationship so that they come back again and again. And then you start to realize that each customer will have different needs, and that's something that I've actually built into my ethos in business, is to understand where they're coming from and to see how best I can help them to achieve what they need. I think that's something I can bring towards government as well. It's something that we can actually really work with and understand there are different needs for different communities, for example. As I said, I'm a very big student of business, a student of economics, something that really I hold very passionately. And I think in Gibraltar, like everywhere else, the economic model needs to constantly change. And one of the areas, unfortunately, is the fact that we have a lack of transparency. The direction we're going at the moment is short-termism. It's almost designed for an elite, and it doesn't include enough people. So what we'd like to do is change that direction, move in a direction which really has a long-term strategy, long-term sustainability, and that's going to include all communities, all sort of stakeholders in the actual economy, and something that's going to last a lot longer than just sort of a 3 or 4 year span. Alongside all those areas, I think it's important that not are we just having an economy that's sustainable, but I think it's also important that we look at the environment as a whole. I certainly believe we need to set the example, and we can. We have to show that we're willing to make those sacrifices where needed, so that other people can also take from that. And I think other countries are doing that, so there's no reason why we can't either. So my message really at the end of the day is that Gibraltar deserves better. But it's not just those words. I think what I'd like to do is live these words by saying that I'm going to be there and I'm going to be available for the people of Gibraltar. I will be open to having chats and meetings on a regular basis, and I want to bring them along with this particular project. Something that we can be really proud about, something that when we go abroad, for example, that people talk about Gibraltar and Gibraltarians, they should be looking at us and saying, wow, you guys can really make it happen.